I have to put this hat on. I'm not trying to be cool, but I looked at myself in this phone without a hat on. I got the worst hair ever. If it's not at the perfect length, which is like right after I have a cut up until like a week, possibly two, it's just so bad. So many things wrong with me. Oh, now I got the sniffles. America with a sweep, but it sounded like everyone had a tough vote. So America wins. I'm glad everyone liked them. We always say that, like, fucking, we fucking wrote, produced, or performed those songs. But it's just better than the alternative of when people hate the songs. Okay, so where do I go? Jim. Jim has never been so satisfied with my picks. It made me feel smart about music if Jim liked it. So I was glad Jim liked it so much. And Jim listened to the songs the way we should probably all listen to these songs, which of course it doesn't always work out that way. But if you listen to them loud in a good system, they all sound incredible. So I'm guessing Jim, though, Jim, you're probably not watching this, but I'm guessing you probably just pretty much heard those songs while you're driving and you really couldn't watch them, which is what Jim has said always, is he doesn't really care about the video, even though it's Friday night video fights. So Jim and Jay, and I'm not making fun of you, I just thought it was very funny because I do the same thing all the time and I have to catch myself. But Jim said the same things he said in his ROR last week about Billy Sheehan. And then Jay mentioned the same thing about his softball story from a few weeks ago, which again, I'm not making fun of, but I find myself doing that a lot. And Dad does that to me at least a couple times a week. But I think at Dad's point, he has no idea what he said. As for us, I think we wonder if we've said that, or maybe it's spoken to somebody else, or maybe I was thinking it. Anyways, back to Jim. Jim, glad you got the boat in the water. Right? That's the hardest part. Like, it's in the water now. If you just decide on a whim that you want to go on the boat, you can go in because the boat's in. Jim, sounds like your knee's doing better, right? You got splashed. You got splashed pretty good in the boat from the cold water, which immediately reminded me of it was me, you, Jay, and Jim Kelly. It was, I want to say it was 2006. It was the year of Katrina. I don't know why I remember that, but but I remember being on that boat fishing, and out of nowhere, it became an 85-degree day to a fucking 40-degree fall day, raining, windy, and how fucking cold we were on that boat going in. That's what that reminded me of. But hey, Jim just said you liked them. He said that your buddy played those songs, which is kind of crazy. And it's still, I know it's 40 years or so, but it still puts me a little bit in awe when Jim actually likes songs now that he would have just punched us in the face for listening to in the car. Jim, you mentioned a couple of bands Warrant, I 100% know Warrant. Firehouse sounds like that would have been late 80s, early 90s. But Jay said he remembered both. But I couldn't name a song by either one. Uh, Jay, so I'm not positive because I was at work and you had 90% of my attention when I was watching your video. Did you go to Central Florida just to watch Troy Tulowitzki coach? Or did I miss something there? Which, if you did, that's fucking fantastic. So the girls could see, was it Josephine you said? That wanted to see Tulowitzki. And you got to meet him. So the things that you guys do, you and Don with your family, just, I really, uh, I love it. I wish I did shit like that with my kids. You guys do a lot of good shit. Fun stuff. Uh, Jay, your softball. So you told us a couple weeks ago, but then now you've given us the update. That fucking guy who runs your team. I know you said I think he's battling cancer, which fucking awful. But I was also thinking if you're battling cancer, you put a little more shit into perspective. If a guy, I probably, I like how you say coached, ran 90% of the softball teams I was ever on. I can't even fucking wrap my brain around, especially in the middle of an inning. You tell a guy to move positions because he made an error? That's incredible. This guy sounds like an absolute crazy person for fucking softball. And didn't you say you use like an L screen or something when you're pitching? Which is great because it's safe, but I mean, how serious can this shit be? 40 something years old, and he's yelling at fucking people, and then, I mean, holy fuck. Holy fuck. That did boggle my mind. There would have been fights. There would have been uh, so many for moving somebody out of position, even in the same game, let alone the same inning. Holy shit! So that's kind of crazy. Um, by the way, belated congrats on your 300 and probably 75 days now of walking. That's very very good. I can't do that shit. So again, that's very impressive. You mentioned Jeff Witch, 100% Jeff Witch. Don mentioned Jim Zielinski and Doug Taylor. Meh, I can see a little bit of that, but definitely Jeff fucking Witch. Tall guy, same hair, same kind of glasses. I just wonder if this guy like cock. Mm, is that it for Jay? Don, again, I enjoy your guys' talks about the simple shit. The way you laid out the thing about everyone's under the same roof, doing their own thing, and just perfectly fine. It's fantastic. You set a very good setting. I could like feel like I was there. So great. If I really was there and you didn't know it, you're just sitting downstairs watching the Celtics and you hear, oh, I'm sitting there, just sitting there here, see you back there smiling. Um, what else did you talk about? The Lonesome Loser song got a little repetitive. I think most songs, especially back then when where the chorus was so good, they would just keep doing that. I think that guy looked a little bit like Danny Boudreau. Jay nailed it too with like their attire. They were probably cool back then. And Jay got on that thing about which one's the long hair. But these songs positive there before the MTV um, happening. So But yeah, Jay, you're right. That's what I was thinking when I was watching them. Like they're so talented. Like the guitars and the drums and the vocals and the harmonies. They're such good songs. Like I wonder if they were a couple years later and they got into the MTV, they'd be more popular. What else did Don say? Oh, Don, you asked me about the music in the arena. That's been going on for years, and it's fucking terrible. It's so bad. There's never, almost never, quiet in the arena. It's Bill Burr talked about that in his podcast, where he hates going to the NBA games because it's constant. He goes, I feel like I'm in a fucking nightclub. Like it's all the time, and I don't get it. Um, we talked about the Knicks and the Rangers. The Rangers just lost their first game of the playoffs. And listen, as far as the Knicks go, I've been watching basketball for 40 something years. The Knicks play basketball the way I've always wished teams would play. They don't fucking take a play off. They hustle for every fucking ball. I mean, you guys got to watch them, especially when they're home. But even on the road, they're playing tomorrow, which probably not gonna be able to watch because they'll be at mom's, and I don't think Dad's putting on a fucking NBA game unless, uh, especially if the Yankees are playing. But I've been enjoying the Knicks immensely this postseason. They play so fucking hard. They have one really good player who came out of nowhere. His name's Jalen Brunson. Signed him a couple years ago, and he was really, but he's not a big name. Like I'm sure you guys never heard of him. He's fucking amazing, and that's it. They got guys that aren't big names, and they're fucking good. They're so fun to watch, which just shows you, like, if LeBron or Steph or KD or any of these fucking guys just played with those kinds of motors, but they don't. They never do. They take fucking games off. Like, I'll get on a rant about that, but the Knicks are they're a lunch pail fucking late 70s, early 80s type team. They're fucking good. I like their coach. And when they have home games in the playoffs, all the old Knicks, there's probably 8 to 10 old Knicks that are there in the stands or seats under the basket cheering on the team. You're right. MSG, the the environment there is unlike any other. That would be amazing if you guys or you and Henry or just you went to a. I would go to a Knick game, but the Rangers are fucking good too. How about if you stay there and pulled it off, where you watched one night, one the other night? Mm, you talked about the Pirates pitcher. I already forgot his name. Keen, Clean, Skeen. You're right. He looks like he's fucking old. I didn't really notice the twerking on his arms, on his arm, but I know he pitched pretty well. They ended up winning that game 10-9 after a 2-hour delay. And let me say this: I say at least once a year. The pussiness, babiness, bullshit, pitch count. The fucking Braves guy, Max Fried, had a no hitter today through 7. I don't know what his pitch count was. I didn't look. I don't give a fuck. And it took him out of the game. Take him out of the game. This is no hitter because we don't want to fucking up his pitch count. The combined no hitters are like you're fucking Raquel Welch in your dreams, and then you wake up and it's just get your hand on your cock. It is a terrible way to. What? Last thing, all this bullshit, babiness, pitch count, fuck my ass, suck it, squeeze it, spit it in it, all that shit that they do. And look, how long did Strasburg last? He's fucking retired. Garrett Cole, fucking 60-day DL, IL, whatever the fuck L it is. Blake Snell on the DL. I'm sure there's guys out at the top of my head. Jacob DeGrom, Max Scherzer, one of the fucking last time Dave pitched. All this shit they do to these fucking guys, it's definitely not better than it used to be for guys being hurt. It's fucking worse. It's, 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 when did the analytics like go fuck yourself? All this shit. Oh, I was really. I just got home from work. I was like, oh my god, no hitter. I was gonna text Don. Don loves a no hitter. Oh, he's taking him out. We're gonna get a comeback. They didn't get it. They lost it in the ninth inning, but it's fucking shit. Baseball, yeah, fuck baseball. There's such a great game to just do dumb shit. I think that's it, guys. Is that it? Oh, as far as botch goes, uh, definitely bring Henry because that'll be 3 cinches. Uh, and I'll see Josh and Alex tomorrow. And didn't you say they could be a 5-man team? But you don't want to do that. Right? No one's gonna get fucking hurt. I'll just come out and ask them who wants to play. Uh, maybe both, maybe neither. Hopefully one. But worst case scenario, we'll find fucking a guy to play botch for 2 games. I guess that's it. Ain't shit going on. My Saturday nights are my favorite night of the week. I just start my 2 days off. I have a little puff puff. I have a little sip sip. Um, just had a bagel. And I got West Coast baseball, West Coast hockey. Um, so that's good. I'll make a nice breakfast in the morning. And I'll go see mom sometime tomorrow afternoon. All right, guys. Have a good Mother's. Oh my god, fucking 17 minutes. All right, goodbye.